When it comes to women, money and the whole damn thing, we hear some pretty scary stats. Australian women on average still earn 14% less than men. Women are currently retiring with 47% less super than men. And women over 55 are the fastest growing homeless population in Australia. These stats are grim, and there's plenty that needs to change at the top to help support women to better themselves financially going forward. But we know that change takes time, and with so much to catch up on financially, we're going to be talking about what women can do right now to help close that financial gap. I'm talking to Lisa Montgomery, former CEO of Resi Home Loans, Head of Consumer Advocacy at Wizard Home Loans, and one of Australia's most respected consumer finance experts. Hi Lisa.
Hi Kate.
Lisa, if you could say just one thing about women and money, what would it be?
That's an interesting one. I think it would be that women don't pay attention enough to their money. And I think that in some ways that's generational, but I think that it's to the detriment of women in the long run.
What are some of the big roadblocks women face that perhaps men don't face?
Well, traditionally, we all know that women aren't paid as much as men. Also, women will often take a break to start a family, or they'll leave the workforce for some reason for a period of time. And the other thing too is that women actually live longer than men, so the need for women to have more to sustain themselves over time is a real need. But it's really easy when you're young to ignore that, or to put things that have a now need attached to them as priority rather than that future need.
What are things women could start doing right now to try and address that?
I think it's really important for us to negotiate a salary increase. That's really important to do, and often that's going to be in your annual review or at a time when you feel comfortable to actually negotiate that. I think it's also important to show your achievements of the year, but also to look at where you've actually exceeded expectation and bring evidence of that. Then you've got great opportunity to look at negotiating a pay increase. And often it's important to not to go too high on that negotiation, maybe keep that between 10 and 20%. You know, certainly if you go out and ask for a 50% increase, you want to have a damn good reason for it.
So, super. What can women do to address that horrendous gap we see at the moment?
The very first thing a woman needs to do is pick up their statement and read it. In fact, not just women, but men, everyone should pick up their statement and have a good look at that. If you don't know it, you can't grow it. If you don't understand what's going on in that statement, you need to call your super fund and get them to explain what the fees and charges are, what interests that you're earning. And you need to look at how it's performed over the last 12 months, 24 months and beyond. It's important to know the numbers, but also to control those numbers. Definitely look at additional contributions. Even $10 a week will make a big difference when it comes to retirement if you're in your 20s, and even if you're in your 30s, and even if you're in your 40s. Just make sure that you're doing that within your ability to support yourself. Because remember, whatever you are earning in, that's going to be taxed at a lot less of a rate than what you're being taxed in terms of your wage now.
You've had a really interesting and impressive career. What advice would you give to a young woman who is career-minded and wants to get ahead?
Well, it's really interesting because I've had a really long career in financial services, but I didn't get a university degree, and I still don't have one. But I have forged and created my own path, and I put it down to personal brand. It's the perception of how capable, how skilled, how you're going to add value to their organisation. And your personal brand should also not just include those things, but also include the things like actually delivering on what you say you're going to deliver. I think it's important, if you're watching this video, to start to develop money habits that fit this time of your life. It's really important to do that. You might think that you've missed the boat, or that you don't have enough income, or whatever that mind speak is that you want to tell yourself. It's not true. It's never too late to start, so start now.
I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you're inspired to look at your super, negotiate your salary, or start investing, we have plenty of guides on Finder that can help you reach your financial goals. The links to those are all below.